Hi all, episode 5 of Weber Builds, and currently I'm building my first mobile app. A quick context, I have been out of active employment for about 2 months now, and I'm using this time to upskill on 2 3 fronts. One is getting comfortable with building stuff on my own using these AI products. Second is starting my content journey, and third is play a little bit of table tennis on the sides. इसके पहले के 4 एपिसोड्स के अंदर मैंने क्या ऐप बिल्ड कर रहा हूँ, किस तरह से आइडिया लॉक इन करा, वो सब कवर करा है. सो द आइडिया इज़ नॉट रियली पाथ ब्रेकिंग. एज आई सेड, आई एम a vibe coder, not a regular developer, and I want to ease into this process of building for myself. Whichever product I had to choose, there needed to be relatively less complicated product loops. So eventually I landed on making my own gratitude journaling app, with a flavor of voice and conversational product loops. In the first 4 episodes, I have covered how I got my mascot design ready using ChatGPT, and then all my onboarding screens and home screens using Claude, and then how I use Claude and Cursor to essentially get all my front end screens ready in Flutter, and get the basic product loop stitched. And I thought that I was closer to App Store submission when I made the last episode, but last week there were a lot of other distractions as well. मेरे घर में किचन में टर्माइट इन्फेस्टेशन हो गया है, उसका ट्रीटमेंट चल रहा है, so the entire household is upside down. There were thankfully a few interviews that I was scheduled to give, and eventually when I got to start working, the last thing before I actually moved to store listing is setting up the paywall, right? And this is what I have done in the last 3-4 days to first set up any subscription service. अभी तक मेरे पास एक बेसिक सा प्रोडक्ट लूप, ऑनबोर्डिंग स्क्रीन्स वगैरह थे. आई हैड टू डिफरेंशिएट essentially the experience between somebody who is subscribed, who is not subscribed, and somebody who's on a free trial, and essentially that's where I started my building from. And when you start working on the paywall front on app stores, on app, automatically app store पे listing के जो कुछ काम होते हैं वो थोड़े बहुत अपने आप होने लग जाते हैं, because the moment you start adding subscription plans and all those things, those things you need to do on your app console, on Apple developer console, which is ऐप लिस्टिंग का 30% काम शायद मैं ऑलरेडी कर चुका हूँ while I was doing this. नाउ सेटिंग अप पे वॉल, मैंने सब्सक्राइब एक्सपीरियंस कैसे होगा, नॉन सब्सक्राइब एक्सपीरियंस कैसे होगा, डिफरेंशिएट कर दिया, एंड देन आई इंटीग्रेटेड RevenueCat. RevenueCat is essentially a third-party SaaS integration that helps you collect and track all these in-app purchases, subscription, lifetime subscription, all those things, trial periods, how do you manage promotional offers. And the good thing about RevenueCat is that it is absolutely free until you reach your monthly tracked revenue of 2500 USD. So I think it's a great thing for somebody who is building their own stuff. And after I sort of stitched this paywall and integrated RevenueCat, my app was basically ready to test on my mobile phone. मैंने पहले अपने मोबाइल फ़ोन पे इसको टेस्ट करने के लिए ट्राई किया था, बट Xcode और मेरे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के अंदर कुछ गैप था. आई वॉज नॉट एबल टू टेस्ट इट अर्लियर, बट there's a way like TestFlight के थ्रू मैंने अपना एक टेस्टिंग टीम बना के ऐप को टेस्ट करना चालू कर दिया है. एंड या मतलब माई ऐप इज़ नाउ एक्चुअली ऑन माई मोबाइल फ़ोन. I can use its functionalities on my mobile phone instead of using the emulator. Little less done from the development perspective, but quite a lot done when I talk about, in terms of integrations, and there's always a gap between, when you move from emulator to your, TestFlight mobile, and then finally when you go for store listing, that part still remains. But जितना अभी तक हो गया है उससे I'm actually pretty happy. I was thinking that now it's pretty straightforward from this point onwards. I just need to go for the store listing front. But then, Claude reminded me that there are quite a lot of edge cases handling that I need to do. And also, I realized that, as I mentioned in my earlier videos, I need to add one or two more screens in the onboarding flow. Barring that, I think most of my app is ready for App Store submission. App Store submission in itself is a painful process. You need to have screenshots for your app screens on different iPhone screen configurations. You need to do some sort of ASO to get the right keywords, and hopefully when I make my next video, I should be able to cover those aspects as well. Apple App Store is notorious for rejecting your first few iterations of listing, but I hope to get this app live soon. Apart from that, this is on the app side. From content side, मैंने CapCut का sort of cracked version डाला था. But in India there are limited functionalities on CapCut, so मैंने अभी एक VPN install करा है. It's a free client. I don't know how reliable is the service, but probably उसके बाद मेरे को CapCut की थोड़े से ट्रांजिशंस और थोड़े और फंक्शनैलिटीज़ मिल गई है. So hopefully I'll be able to do more justice to the videos going forward. And I also explored a little bit on what I need to invest from the perspective of lighting and so on and so forth. But I realized कि मेरे घर पे एक साफ सुथरा कोना ही नहीं है अभी, because of the whole kitchen thing, and then Puru actually using the entire house as his toy shop or something. Overall, on the right track. There will be a few more challenges in app listing, and I think once the app listing is done, then the real product work actually starts, wherein I try to get as many downloads, as many conversions as possible. I'm not thinking too much about it at this point of time, and I'm focusing on any other interviews that I get my hands to. All in all, I think the week was kind of productive. I could have improved my productivity a little bit more, but we are getting there. We are getting to the App Store listing step soon. So stay tuned for App Store listing. Thank you.